Yeah, so after that, we had the weirdest match and the weirdest segment from this week, because this was Murphy versus King Corbin, which was set up earlier. So Murphy was accompanied by all of the Mysterio family, by Rey, Dom, and Aaliyah.
Apart from Rey's wife.
Yes, Angie. And then I was like, okay, sure, they're continuing the whole Mysterio family thing with Murphy with them. That's fine. But King Corbin is the heel in WWE, the prototypical heel, the consummate heel. If you want a heel, rent-a-heel King Corbin is there for you. And somehow, the Mysterio family out-heeled King Corbin. I don't know how they did it. It was insane. Rey and Dominic continually, throughout the entirety of the match, just got up on the apron. Constantly, for no reason. They just got up on the apron, and Corbin was like, what? Get off. What are you doing? Get off the apron. So then they had to. At one point, he goes for his round the turnbuckle clothesline thing that he does, and Aaliyah's just standing in his way. And he's like, well, why? Stop it. I'm trying to wrestle. Do you mind? And I was like, I'm kind of on Corbin's side here. Why are they doing this? Is weird. And then with like heel shenanigans, Murphy gets a win because he hits one of his knees onto Corbin. Corbin is next to the ropes. As he's getting the pin, Corbin puts his foot on the bottom rope, and Dominic just pushes his foot off the rope. So then the referee counts the pin. I was like, why are you all heels? What's happening? And then Corbin gets on the mic afterwards and was like, this isn't fair. It's 4-on-1. That you guys did heel shenanigans. I lost that. It wasn't fair. I want a rematch next week. And I'm like, yeah, I'm on Corbin's side. That was dumb. They shouldn't have done that.
Corbin faced her. No, so I wonder if what WWE was thinking is, well, Baron Corbin always cheats. So what the Mysterio family were doing was just making sure that they kind of helped their guy out before Baron Corbin got a chance to cheat. I wonder if that's what they're going for, or whether it'll be something where, because I mean, eventually, I think the match will be Murphy against Dominic or something like that somewhere down the line, because it might be that Murphy's like, guys, you got to stop helping me. Like I can do this. Like it's like you don't trust me. Like you've said you trust me. I'm with your daughter, but you clearly don't trust me because you keep helping me. Like, what is this? And then they're like, oh yeah, sorry. And then like Dominic runs out at the end of like to try and help Murphy, and he's like, no, screw this. I've had enough of this. And then they set up a match for some point down the line. I feel like that's that's how they could work this. But yeah, in sort of in just this enclosed space of this one show, this didn't make any sense.
No. Because I don't know if they're trying to set up the Mysterio family to be a heel family, then I think there's definitely better people to have done it on than King Corbin, because he is, like I said, like he's the consummate heel. So I feel like you could have had a friendly match between Murphy and Apollo Crews, and then the Mysterio family are being heels to him, which makes me think that this isn't them setting up a heel family, because I think they would have done it to a babyface rather than to a heel. So now I'm worried that what I think they're trying to do, which might be slightly racist of me, is they're trying to recapture some of the Eddie Guerrero heat, because obviously Eddie and Rey have a very strong connection, and they're trying to be like, look, they cheat, but you love them. And I'm like, but I don't though, because they're just being dicks. Like it's Eddie Guerrero's character shouldn't have worked, but because of Eddie's charisma and the way he wrestled, it just did. You can't replicate that. Eddie is a once-in-a-lifetime wrestler and a once-in-a-lifetime character. You cannot replicate that character with anyone else because it just won't work. The psychology isn't there, and it only worked for Eddie.
And
don't try and replicate it.
And it worked in the mid-2000s.
Yeah.
It doesn't work now, and especially doesn't work when there's Rey, Dominic, as there's three of them doing it basically. But do you know what I really miss is he was great in this match, like wrestling. But I just really wish we could just watch more Sami Zayn matches, just
I
like
know.
him wrestling properly, because some of his matches in NXT are some of my favorite matches of all time. His match with Kevin Owens, I can't remember which takeover it was, but where he was, the referee was just forced to stop it, was just one of the best wrestling matches I've ever watched. And
his one against Nakamura.
Yeah, he's so good. And like he shows, they keep showing glimpses of it. But I would love for him to kind of be this delusional heel, and then for him to be up against someone, and for him just to have a 20-minute match with them, and for it to be just an amazing match, and he wins. And it's like, oh no, that's why he's the Intercontinental Champion.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say, is that I hope they do a story where someone, maybe like Kevin Owens or something, tries to get the old Sami out of him and tries to snap him out of his illusions, and they force him to have a really good wrestling match with someone. And then we can all see that, oh yeah, Sami Zayn's amazing because he is one of the best wrestlers in the world. Don't at me. But he's great. The thing with Sami is that he's great at everything he does, whether he needs to be underdog babyface, cowardly heel, like sneaky heel, devious heel, any kind of facet, like comedy, jobber, any sort of comedic role that he needs to do. He's good at everything, so that they can literally give him anything and he'll make it good, but it's just not at the same level as him being one of the best technical wrestlers in the world. But he's great. There's another really good segment backstage, though, next, which was Sami Zayn running into Apollo Crews and Big E. Apollo and Big E were just kind of vibing, hanging out, as you do. And backstage, there was Kayla Braxton, who was kind of behind him with the interview area that she's got. And then Sami Zayn comes in. He's like, guys, do you mind? I've got an interview with Kayla Braxton, about my amazing win I just had over Daniel Bryan. It'd be great if you could get out of my way. And he's saying, I beat Daniel Bryan in 10 seconds with the count out. Apollo, actually, I beat you with the count out. Isn't that funny? Now you know how Daniel Bryan feels. I was like, Sammy's such a dick. I love him. Apollo walks off in anger, but then Big E inserts himself into it, and I was like, now I'm into it. Here we go. Right, here's what I'm looking forward to. And Big E's just saying, like, Sami, your entire reign is built on a house of cards. It's so rickety. Like, all it takes is one blow, and that's just going to come crumbling down. And then Sammy's like, you should be applauding me right now. I don't even know what you're talking about. And Big E's like, yeah, I should be, actually. And I love it when Big E starts applauding. Sammy's just like, yeah, thank you. Like, he's like, wait, he's actually applauding. But then Big E goes to shake his hand and obviously just crushes his hand in his grip. For a 10 count as well, for the count out, which was nice. And when he got to 5 as well, loved the little throwback. He's counting, as he's holding onto his hand, he goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You remember the 5 count? 6, 7. I was like, oh, I remember the 5 count, Big E.
I don't know whether this happened to you, but this is just me being old and jaded, but when it cut back to Big E and Apollo like messing around, I was like, oh no, they're just going to put Big E in a tag team with Apollo Crews, right? Because they're both back and muscly, and that's something that WWE would do. Oh, I'm so glad that didn't happen. I was like, oh no, they've given up on Big E. So hopefully this is the real start of the Big E put, and I think he should win his first challenge. I just think that should happen. I think he should, almost as much as I want to see Sami Zayn have a great match. I think they could either play it where Big E just dominates and just crushes Sami Zayn, or they could just have a really good match and Big E wins. I don't think either way. I think that would be good.